Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, October 13th. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to go to my website, lisahopp.com. That's lisahopp.com for all my services and all my upcoming events. I'm loading this a little bit late on this Sunday. It's a kind of around here like a easy like Sunday morning kind of feel with me. So I slept in a bit. But I'm here and I'm glad that you are here as well. The population that listens to my podcast, that views my videos on YouTube, please check out my website on YouTube, my channel on YouTube. It's under Lisa Hopp. It's under entertainment. It's also under people. Thank you. I'm starting to build the following. So this will also be on there. So thank you everyone so much. It's so fun. It's so fun. It makes me want to do it more and more. It's been so positive so far. And of course, you don't know how, I'm waiting for the moment or somebody gives me a thumbs down or isn't happy with me. But fingers crossed, so far so good. So thank you all so much. So the topic for this week, I always pick the topic as I tell you last minute. And it came to me yesterday. It was a heavier week emotionally. In the work that I do, you can have heavier days with trying to give people healing tools and what they're going through. And that's the purpose of my work, is to give healing tools. And I try my best to not let myself get pulled in, but oftentimes I do empathize. I do understand completely what someone is going through. I've had loss. I've had unrequited love. I've gone through health issues. I understand. I don't sit at a distance from it all and just throw out advice and not be able to empathize or to connect. Sometimes I like to tell stories during my sessions, and sometimes I wonder if I tell too many, if I empathize too much. But I think it's important to have that, and I never want to lose that ability to empathize. I want the person across from me or the people with me to understand that I am not judging, that I do understand what they're going through, because probably in some way I've been there myself. Maybe not entirely at times, but oftentimes at least a touch. And so this week's topic comes directly from an experience this week, but I kind of have this almost every week, but this week it was a little bit really sadder, and maybe sadder is not the word. I connected with the raw pain, so it was beyond sadness. It was grief, and it had to do with free will. Free will. So the topic, let me get to it. The topic is free will and why it sucks, but also why it's the most precious, priceless gift that we are given by our Creator. But boy, when we don't have control over it, it is the most painful thing. It's the most frustrating feeling. It sucks. And when don't we have control over it? When we want to fix and save someone, when they don't feel for us the way we feel for them, when they're not committed to us in the way that we're committed to them, when we simply can't make them give to us what we want them to give to us, when we want more and we can't get it, when we can't control what another person is doing, we want someone to change. Can't happen. So let me go back to the basics, back to the beginning, explain what is free will. millions upon millions of years ago, we were all created. We were a soul that was a spark. You might even think of all of us as a star. And through thought, creation, and expansion, we evolved and formed into the magnificent, energetic beings that we are today. Still trying more and more to become larger and greater. So our evolution is happening every day, all the time. And at that very moment of that spark's creation, we were given free will. And that free will, as I said in the beginning of the broadcast, was a priceless gift. We're taught by traditional religion often that free will is something that we are given, but we better use it wisely. We'd better not break the rules of God, or we may not go to heaven, or we'll get in a whole load of trouble. But the truth is, free will is free. And yes, there is karma. But free will is nothing to fear. And God, our Creator, and heaven is nothing to fear as well. Love, yes. Honor, respect, yes. Fear, no, you're too loved. You're too loved. Unconditionally, in a most immeasurable way. So the point of free will, why it was given to us, is so that we could create deliberately our lives. It was for creation. And link that up with imagination and whoa, get out of our ways. And those among us that are the most creative and the most successful at times have linked up their free will with their mind and their imagination. The great English runner, British runner, Roger Bannister broke running records decades ago because he linked up his free will with his imagination and his mind. He willed himself to not only win races, but to win them in times that humanity did not think was possible at the time. All of our advances in this world, in creation, and magnificent things that are happening right now, are all because of free will, linking up to the power of the imagination and the mind. Sure, we don't have flying cars yet. I'm not in a hurry for that because I'm a little afraid of heights and fast speeds. But we can do it. We have cures for things now. We have the internet now. We have many, many advances that all are because of free will. And please, if you're not aware of it, become aware of it right now. You create your tomorrow today. And so today, think about presently what you have as if it's already with you. Meaning, don't wish, don't envy another, don't complain. Don't say, I can't afford it. I can't do it. I wish I could. Oh, can I please put myself in your suitcase? I've heard that before when I've traveled. You can pack your own suitcase. Just ask. So, today, talk as if you have it. Visualize as if it's yours. I'm stopping for a moment because I don't know if you guys hear it, but there's a bit of clanging in another room in my home, and it's personally annoying me. And so if you hear it, I apologize. But hopefully you don't. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to continue. So my point is that we create tomorrow today. So when you are walking around your world, talk as if you have the life you desire. Act as if you have the life you desire. Visualize having the life you desire. And I don't mean entirely materially. Of course, that's part of it. But walk around feeling healthy. Walk around happy. Walk around feeling blessed. Walk around grateful. Walk around feeling that you have the love that you wish to have in your life. Walk around feeling peaceful and content. When you work out those feelings, what you feel inside has to come to you from your environment. It's natural law. It's another setup by our wondrous Creator. I love our Creator. I love that energy so much. You have no idea how awesome that a Creator would not only give us a free will to create the life we desire, but gives us this natural law that kind of makes it on autopilot, kind of makes it all kind of easily set up. Kind of means, by the way, that this energy isn't standing there angry, judging and choosing who to zap and who to bless. No, set up the autopilot and went about just being love. Isn't that amazing? It's awesome. Autopilot natural laws. Maybe should I have made the topic that, huh? But, oh yes, love it. Love God. Love Creator. Love heaven. And so, do you understand this? That your free will is in charge of your life. Nobody else. Nobody else is too. If you want to blame, nobody else. Look at you. Create the life you desire. Go for the opportunities. Intend. Know. Ask. It's all in your hands. What an amazing thing. So here is, and I may have told you this before, but here is the usual day of a very wealthy, successful person in this world. They get up very early, much earlier than I did this morning after my late night. They get up probably before dawn. Their day starts with meditation. It starts with visualization. It starts with gratitude prayers. Gratitude letter, perhaps. Then they exercise. Then they eat a healthy breakfast. And then, if it's a work day, or they're one like me that works about 7 days a week, they start their work. It's probably not till 9 or 10 in the morning. They may stay up all night if they're creative, and I can do that. If I'm creating, I'll stay up all night. But they know what their priorities should be. They know what to put first. They also go with their gut, with their intuition, always. They trust it. They also get beyond their fears. They take baby steps if they need to, but they get beyond their fears. They know the importance of loving their life. And they won't settle for less. Do they have fear at times? Human, yes. But they'll get beyond it. Do they have stress? Absolutely. We all do. But they know what the priorities are, and they know that they create their lives. And they've read the books. They've read the books that teach about the law of attraction and natural laws. They understand how to manifest. They know their earthly life is in their hands. You can align with them in that way. The only reason why all of us are not billionaires, and I'm not saying that's important, I'm just saying the only reason why every single human on this earth isn't a billionaire is because of our own thoughts of limitation and our blocks, our programming, which are embedded in us by what we're taught when we get here. Because when we get here as babies, we're wide open. We're ready to create. We're ready to link our imagination with our mind. We have all the answers. And then the people around us and our experiences that they give to us before we can ever speak start to program us. And we're taught less, limited, fear. But we can always get around it. We can always program ourselves again. And you can start at any moment. So if you would like, with your free will, pick the people around you wisely, create, believe you can have it, talk as if you do. If you can't say I have it, say I'm in the process of having it. And trust and know it'll all work out. It's all amazing. So amazing. So let's get back to the topic. Because free will does not suck. But this is when it does. So we're going through our world, our lives. Most of the time when it sucks, it always has to do with another person. So let's bring up love. I bet you most of you listening to this podcast have dealt with this. I know I have. You're interested in another person. Maybe you're even in love with another person. And they either don't know you exist, if you're just interested in them, or if you're in love with them, they aren't fully available for you. Or they're unwilling to give you everything that would make you happy. And you think, perhaps like I do, because I'm a Cancerian, so I'm a bit of a romantic. I think, well, if you loved me, then you would give me what would make me happy. My happiness would matter. You would care for me. You would care for that. But that's not true. Because, you see, not only do you get a free will, but so does every other person on this planet, in this universe. It's like Oprah giving out cars. He gets one, she gets one. I bet you even animals get one, since they have souls. So your love interest gets one, Your parents get one. Your husband gets one. Your wife gets one. Your siblings get one. Your friends get one. Your boss gets one. And it was set up that we all have control over our own wills. Just us. Nobody else has control over someone's will. You can only have control over your own. And the will, as I said, is very strong. And it's its own. No one can penetrate it. And it gives and it does what it wants and what it can. And it doesn't matter if the heart's involved or the mind's involved, meaning the head, the consciousness. I'm not talking about the subconsciousness. That can be changed. It doesn't matter how much that person loves you. It doesn't mean that they have the ability to change for you or to give you what you're asking for because of their will. The will always trumps the body. It always trumps the heart. It always trumps the past. It trumps everything. It's impenetrable. And it's so frustrating and it's so painful. Because it's not like the love songs. Did you ever notice that the love song station has mostly breakup songs? Because everybody's always trying to change somebody else's will. And it can't happen. It can't happen. So we all get pain. So if it were at all possible to even have, well, let me put it to you this way. What I often tell my clients is that the only way to perhaps bring about change without directly doing it is to do this. And that is accept the person for who they are. Accept them and accept them with love. Accept them for who they are and accept them for love. It does not mean that you still have to be in the same type of relationship with them. It just means that you honor where they are. You honor them. And yes, even love them where they are. You ever heard, I know you have, you ever heard that saying or phrase, if you love someone, set them free. This is what I'm talking about. When you accept them for who they are, you're loving them and you're setting them free to be who they are. And it's such a gift to the person receiving it that they often want to change then to give you more of the qualities that you're looking for. They may only do it temporarily though, but you'll see something shift. Maybe they just call you even and apologize, but you'll see something shift. Because when we accept someone where they are and we unconditionally love them, that is us on earth giving them heaven, because that's what it's like in heaven. And they recognize it as home and they're grateful for it. And they want to give it back to us. See, so let me say it another way. When we pass and go to heaven, when we transition there, we are met with unconditional love, acceptance, adoration, understanding. And it's so overwhelming to us. It makes us want to be worthy of it. It makes us want to be better souls, better people, better personalities. It makes us want to heal. It makes us just want to be greater because we're so grateful for it. We're so, once again, overwhelmed. Same thing can happen on earth, but you can't fake it. You can't announce, I now unconditionally love you. The person will know you're faking. It has to be genuine. It has to be a release, a gift, a genuine feeling of peace and contentment and acceptance and love, and they'll feel it because we're all connected by energy connected to energy as one. So when they feel it, they have the same reaction that all of us will have when we go to heaven. And they want to be better and greater and worthy of it. But the reason we all often only do it temporarily, is because inevitably we are who we are. And so our will, well, I'll put it to you more clear. While we might get a dose of heaven that wants us to become greater versions of ourselves, inevitably we're still on earth. Heaven continues as heaven, but earth is earth. With all of its contrast, with all of its emotions and boot camp and struggles and stresses and pains. And so we inevitably go back to what we know, which is ourselves on earth. So we go back to who we truly are. All right? So I wanted to explain that a little clearer. But sometimes, it's very rare, to be honest, but sometimes the person will change permanently. Usually, it's such a rare event, it's usually on Action News or their news station. They found each other after 30 years, after 5 marriages each. They came together because their wills always wanted to be together. And what the wills want will always occur. Eventually, the wills will always win out. You cannot keep 2 wills apart. But, reminder, good people, it doesn't mean that you don't have to wait. That's where the struggle is. That's where the pain is. Because you can't force it. You may have a will to be with them and they may have a will to be with you, but it's all got to line up. It's all got to line up. And it can get real messy. And if you try to tell the other person's will to go on your pace, can't happen. Both wills have to be ready. Both wills have to align. So the best thing to do when you do have a love situation and another person's will is causing you grief is to accept everything for where it is, let them go, ask for what you truly want in the way of qualities without their face on it, know that you will have it, be willing to take the risk that perhaps it's not their face but will be somebody greater, and let things flow, let things play out. Trust that you are that loved, that perhaps it's not working out with them because you're meant to have something more. But if it is meant to work out with them, you'll get a greater version of them. So if you can step back and let it flow, you're on a win-win. Ah, but it's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. But it's worth the effort. If you can let it all play out and let them go. So another frustration is when we have to work for someone or when we're trying for success in our lives and it depends on other wills, or when we're trying to win a legal case or custody case. or when we want to move away from a relationship, such as a spouse. The other person's will have to cooperate. In the case of a boss, you can be the best employee ever, but if the boss does not want to give you a promotion, you're not going to get it. But another boss will. So we have to know when it's time to move along and honor our intentions, honor our path. In a case of legal cases, we just have to trust that what is for the higher good will happen and keep positive to a good outcome, and that everyone involved aligns. But if it doesn't, plays out with a will. The length of time also plays out. Court cases can go on forever because of the wills of everybody else involved. And so you have to have tremendous patience. But it can be frustrating and not always fair. And so the best thing to do in all of those cases where your outcome is dependent upon another is to keep your intention to a good outcome, let it go to the universe, ask and ye shall receive, and allow it all to play out. Do not try to manipulate it. Do not try to be angry or frustrated. Just let it all play out, because you don't always see it as it's happening. You see it at the very end, at the 11th hour, when it's all happened, when it all plops upon you. You keep your will strong and keep your will good. And if you do that, it's very likely that all those around you will follow and give you what you're asking for. Meaning that, again, in the case of work and in the case of legal matters. Love, we already talked about. I hope that made some sense. It's also very important to keep in mind that never take anything personal about another's will, because you could be perfection, and you are, by the way, but let's just say it this way, it isn't you. It's not something you didn't give. It's not a mistake you made. You didn't screw up. We are often so easy to be negative towards ourselves and blame ourselves. I've been there. I have been there. Trying. You cannot overcome another's will. But you can live with a strong will towards a positive life. Follow your dreams. Believe in yourself. Understand how great you are, I'm being told to say to you. Often, when you are living deliberately in the moment and creating your ultimate life, people will follow. You will be a lantern to them. And the ones who don't, did not have the will to do so, and that's all right. Take care of you and let the universe take care of you. And let everybody else's wills take care of themselves. If you do that, you'll have such clarity and such happiness and such security and such peace. And you'll even have more empathy because you'll be able to look at that person that maybe before you would have looked at them and go, why don't you want me? Why don't you love me? Why can't you change? Why aren't I good enough? Wonderful people, you are good enough. Young lady, you are good enough. Young man, you are good enough. You are good enough. It's not you. The gift of your free will was given to everyone equally. Allow the energy around you, within you and around you, to choose the best for you because it wants to. It's designed that way. You ask for the qualities that you want, they will come forward. And if it doesn't work out with that person, it means that you're meant to have greater. If that boss mistreats you, you're meant to have greater. If the legal matter doesn't work out for you, karma will take care of everything in a wonderful way, in its own time. You are enough. Never doubt it. And you deserve more than you're probably currently asking for. Think about yourself with love and ask for the awesome, because you'll get it if you will allow yourself to. And I am going to wrap it up for today because it has been almost 38. Well, it has been 38 minutes. And you have things to do today, good people. Think about what was spoken today, please. You deserve it. You're worthy of it. You matter. I hope that you have a wonderful day. It's a bit cloudy here in my neck of the woods, but hopefully a little peak of sun will shine through. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope that you enjoyed my podcast today. I wish you love, understanding, blessings, wealth, health, anything that you're wanting. You are a child of the highest Creator. Think of yourself as more and watch an amazing life unfold. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful life. Thank you.